Hey guys, what's up? We're back with American Truck Simulator. In the last episode, we successfully did the difficult parking, and looked like we were getting close to needing to sleep. I think the game's going to tell me when I actually need to sleep, so I'm going to wait. And we're just going to go try and pick up this job that we signed up for at the end of the last episode. How do we get just back to driving? Drive, probably. Our current job, free as the wind. Oh, right, but we did select one on the GPS. Okay, here we go. Let's get back in the cab. So definitely easier to do those backing up situations. I'm just going for it here. I'm not even looking. Definitely easier to do those backing up situations from that third-person camera. I hope to get good enough to where I don't need to use the third-person camera. That's how the first crew who I got the tips about how to do that from, that's how he does it. He was using the third-person camera just for illustrative purposes. So we determined that there is no right turn on red here. So, all right. Get our turn signal on. I think you don't have to do the turn signals. I think that's just for fun. But I don't really know. Really fun game here. It's like basic when you think about it. Like there's not a ton to do, and yet very involved. Like just the simulation of the truck is, I think, really in depth, and just learning how to drive this thing is what this game is really about. Drive this thing, and then I think seeing the scenery, which would be nice if we could get some driving done in the daytime so we can actually see anything. All we can really see is billboards and streetlights and other cars. Why is this guy going so slow? I guess I want to get over to the right anyway. Here. This is it. Okay. Are we going to the Walbert? I think we're going to from one Walbert to another. So that's pretty accurate simulation of trucking in America today, probably. Yep. All right, let's view the job offer. Household appliances. I think that's the one we were coming for. Cool. $10,000 job. It's a good paying job. Where's the tractor? Right there. Okay. I think we will go into... Oh boy. What did I hit? I hit the trailer. Great. Good job. Good start. Good start. You know what? Let's go to that third person view here. So obviously I am still getting the hang of working this truck. But we got our trailer. Let's go back into our first person view here. Let's see if we can get out of here. Slow and steady wins the race. That's part of my problem is I go a little, I think, too fast for some of this stuff. All right, so we need to make a right turn. Looks like traffic is easy. Keep an eye on our right rear mirror to make sure we don't, I can't see, we did hit. Golly. What am I hitting? Yeah, the right side, just like I thought. All right. Relax, dude. All right, it wasn't pretty, but I think we are on the road. Boy. Well, you know, I think this is the kind of stuff we will just get better at. All right, we made it. Good. All right, well, this is a pretty, I think, long. We have 5 hours to get there. Probably not going to finish this job on this trip, but we'll see how far we can get. This is our turn. Like going forward, I feel reasonably okay with this truck. Backing up, I still feel nervous, and then making tight turns also causes me worry. I don't remember where we were taking this guy, but it looks like we want to get off here. Let's try and keep a better eye on the GPS too, and not space out talking about nonsense. It's a good plan, just in general for life, I think. I think we're going to Tucson, it looks like, maybe. Be cool to go to Los Angeles. Right now, I'm just trying to make my little company successful, though. I'm not really at the point where I'm comfortable enough in the game to sightsee. We'll get there, I assume. A lot of, you know, like, kind of surprising amount of depth in this game, to be honest. You know, I bought it. I waited for it to be pretty cheap on the Steam there because I thought it might be a little one-dimensional and boring. Because, you know, let's face it, all you do is... What? Alright, that was, why? I don't understand what that's about. Is that closed or what? Why is that there if you can't go there? I guess this is the exit it really wanted me to take. Again, like, this GPS is confusing. If it would just zoom in based on your proximity to things, I think it would be a lot better. All right, well, I'm not really sure where we're headed. Is it Tucson? A little crazy interchange. Look at that. Looks like we gotta merge back onto the interstate here coming up. I guess it just kind of happens here. We don't really need to signal. All right, back on the road. A little confusing. I don't think we damaged anything this time. That crash in the last episode sucked. It's the first time I of course it's my truck and I damage it. Why didn't I have any of those when I was driving someone else's truck? Maybe, I bet you can. Probably doesn't really matter if it's your truck or not. You probably pay the same anyway. All right, we're cruising. I do wish the sun would come up. It's 8 a.m. and it's pitch black out. I don't understand the day-night cycle in this game. Why is it pitch black out at 8 a.m.? Oh no, that's my ETA. Well, that's why. I see. So I've been looking at the time wrong this whole time we've been playing. This is what, episode like 8 or 9. The actual time is in the upper right-hand corner of the HUD. The ETA is in the lower left-hand corner. I've been looking at the ETA thinking that was the real time. All right, so it's 3:53 in the morning. We are looking pretty tired. I'm hoping that the game will give me some kind of advice as to what to do about that. I really am. I have to sleep somewhere, I imagine. I'm looking at that little bed icon. It's been filling up with blue in the HUD in the top row of the HUD. So I assume that that's a problem. I still haven't looked up anything about cruise control. I should do that too. Oh, they're like rest areas or something where you can stop, because it is getting pretty full there. Like I say, I hope that the game gives me some advice about how to handle that. Alright, we're going uphill and we're bleeding a lot of speed off here. I don't think there's much I can do, seeing as I don't have any kind of manual gearbox. I guess we just keep it floored and hope that the automatic is keeping us in a relatively appropriate gear. Looks like we came to the top of that stretch. It'd pass me too. I'm going slow here, but it's as fast as I can go. Alright. Now we're back up to the speed limit. This guy had to pass me. And then he gets in front of me and slows down. The speed's... Alright. Well, let's slow down then. We are making a left here. Excellent. Kind of keeping my eye on the GPS for maybe like a symbol of a bed or something. Maybe there's like designated areas, rest areas or something where you can sleep. I don't know. Okay, speed limit is 65 here. It looks like we got another long, desolate road in the desert with nothing on it. Man, I hope we don't... I don't know how fatigue affects you in this game, but I hope we don't end up screwed here for... Oh, this is a fun road. 30 is the speed limit. Holy cow. We'll just coast. Bleed off some speed. Hopefully. I don't know how sharp this turn is going to be. Let's hope we can make it. Crossing over a bit, but we're making it. Good. That was a fun little road. I'm going to slow down a little bit here because it's pretty twisty. This turn up here is really tight. Getting a lot of rumbling. Not sure why. I think I'm hitting rumble strips either in the middle of the road or on the side of the road, but I'm having a hard time telling which. Wow, this is pretty here. Look at this. Oh boy. Don't look at the scenery, look at the road. It's just like real life. And this is beautiful here. The sun just starting to come up. I would like to check it out. Oh look, here's a rest area. Perfect. I'm gonna use it if I can figure out how to get in. Doesn't look like there's really a spot to get in. Sweet. Oh, we're sleeping through the whole goddamn day though, almost. Okay, so our delivery is a little ticked at us for taking that break, I think. Am I hitting something? No. What am I hitting? Yeah, all traffic is just going to have to stop for me here. I'm gonna hit this guardrail. Well, this is a great example of how not to do this, in case anybody was wondering. Sorry, buddy. Alright. Back on the road. Look at this beautiful scenery. That fog over there or whatever. Man, this is really nice looking. And hopefully we can make it to our destination in time. I don't know what time we're supposed to get there by, but we're going to haul some ass here and try to make it to our destination in time. Alright, so we solved the mystery of how you sleep. It was a pretty fortuitous rest area there, if you ask me. Next time I'll do a better job of lining up before I pull into the street. But other than that, pretty awesome. Speed limit here is still 30, man. How am I supposed to haul ass with a speed limit of 30? And these twisty roads. I'd take a speeding ticket if I needed to. But I mean, I can't go that fast around these turns. A lot of rumble on the controller. And it's just not really that clear what the rumbling is. Like right now it's smooth. When I go through these turns, it rumbles. I think it's like rumble strips or the shoulder that I'm feeling, supposed to be feeling. Oh, the speed limit went back up. Alright, let's floor it then, because we need to make up some time. We should have slept. Yeah, like I think you got to sleep in between jobs ideally. Start a job at least with a full tank of gas, so to speak. The puns just keep coming in this game, huh? All right. Well, we're an hour and 34 minutes away game time from our destination. We should arrive at 6:10 or so p.m. Also, at least we got a nice, should be sunny or daylight for the rest of this trip. Keep an eye on it. We're at 21 minutes right now. We might just make this delivery. That would be cool. We could do that within the time frame here. Definitely nice to be driving during the day, I must say. A lot easier not having to deal with the nighttime. This does make me want to buy a wheel and pedals. I don't think I'm going to do that. Not only are they expensive, they take up a lot of space, and I probably won't use them that often. So I don't think I'm going to bother. But I would kind of like some for this. Really nice scenery here. I wish I could look around a little more, but I can't. We're really in a hurry here to get this load. This is a double line, so I guess we can't pass. Alright, well. I think I'm tailgating this guy a little too much. A little more interval. Looking for that double line. Or the dotted line is what I'm looking for. So I could maybe pass these guys. They are going faster now, though. And we're going downhill, I guess. There's like planes in the sky or something. Kind of cool. You know, again, like this is an interestingly different simulation from Farming Sim, which is the other big sim I've, been playing. I got to get over. Farming Sim, there's a lot of mechanics going on all at once. You have some ability to pick and choose which mechanics you want to interact with and not. But there's just like a ton of different things that you can do. In this, I mean, there's really only one thing you can do on the face of it, which is drive your truck. I'm running low on gas. Which sound, like I was on the fence about whether I wanted to buy this, just because it sounded like it would get old kind of quickly. And it might, but this is what, our 9th half-hour episode, so that's 4.5 hours worth of playtime. Not bad. I'm still totally enjoying it. When I'm not playing it, I think about what I hit. Hit that light post. Good Lord. Alright. Gotta watch these turns. I start talking about stuff, and then I stop paying attention. I think I'm just going too fast, too, around turns and stuff. So yeah, I was on the fence about buying this. Is there really enough content here? Was my concern. That one we did fine. When all you're doing is driving a truck, which, while a bit of a childhood dream, also is probably in real life ultimately a little boring. But 4.5 hours in, still having a great time, still learning a lot about how to drive the truck. Like the mechanic of driving the truck is complicated. That's not where I want to turn. Almost screwed that up. It's complicated, and also figuring out the jobs and all that. And I guess my point being, this game's cool. It's got a lot more depth than I initially gave it credit for. And I like it. No regret at all for buying this, and it was fairly cheap on Steam too. I think this is maybe $9.99 or something on Steam summer sale, which I think is still going on. So if you haven't picked it up, for $10, I think you totally should. I feel like pretty much gotten my $10 out of it. I don't really understand the point of these roads with the blockades, and that was a terrible turn. Let's not speak of that again. I don't really understand the roads with the blockades. Like, why put a road there unless is it going to open up at some point, or maybe DLC will open it, or why put this really like immersion breaking thing all over the game when you could just not have a road there, I think. Alright, we're going for the hard one again. We're 27 minutes. We're probably going to go a little over 30 because I would like to try to park this guy. Alright. Let's zoom in on the GPS. I don't know if that really makes that big a difference. I saw that dude First Crew, who I was learning how to back up from. He did this exact one, I think. Do I not even have to back in here, or what? No, I do. Okay. Alright. Actually, I'm going to back up a little bit here, and so I think what we want to do here is get as close over here as we can. Maybe we'll switch cameras so that we can see what we're doing. Because basically we want to get, I can't remember what they call them, but the rear wheels of the trailer, right? Those front wheels are the truck. They're not part of the trailer. Really what we want to do is get the rear wheels of the trailer in roughly the spot where they need to be, even if they're pointed in the wrong direction, I think is the idea here. So now we can turn hard. And again, just really hard steering inputs and light on the throttle. Where does that put us? And so then there's this whole thing about jackknifing. And if you're jackknifed, the trailer stops moving forward or backward at all and will only pivot on those rear wheels, which is why it's important to get them positioned properly. So now, I don't know if I'm really doing this very well, but I'm going to try to straighten out a little bit. Be perfect. So now I want my trailer to go to the left. So I steer to the left and back up, I think. Yeah. You see how we are really kind of getting in position here, I think. Okay. Sorry, I'm not really talking here. This is taking a fair amount of concentration. You see, we've almost got a line here now to get this sucker in here. Now I want the trailer to move to the right a bit. And then I want to follow it around, I think. And I think, okay, now my wheels are in there. I think what I want to do now is try and jackknife this sucker. Oh, that's not the right way to jackknife. Let's try and jackknife this sucker so I can just pivot. Okay, I am hitting something. Well, I know this is a little probably tedious to watch. It's a little tedious to do. I'm just hung up on this ramp. Alright. Let's see if we can't fix this by going forward a little ways here. Perhaps. We just get, oh, more damage, great. Alright. This one looked easy. So I want the truck to go right, which means I think I need to steer to the right for backing up. The trailer to go right here. Let's jackknife it. We'll pivot it a little bit. Alright. Then let's straighten out if we can. Guys, we are so close to having this. I should totally be able to do this. What am I hitting? shiznit. Alright. You know what? Let's see if we can get a little more movement over here. Maybe that'll help. Oh boy, this stinks. I cannot get this truck in place here. Just feel like I don't have enough room. So close. One more try. Try it one more way. I fucked that up. You know what? We tried, and we were late. Great. I forgot about that. So that was, well, we still made a lot of money and a lot of experience. All right. Well, we tried. I think we'll call this one quits. We'll save our game. And see you next time. Thanks.